Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to our first and only time we'll be doing a gaming hour video program. This is a program, a part of the Elk Grove Library's summer technology programs, which we are offering. We'll be talking more about the other programs we got going on as well. But Gaming Hour is a program which we got going on to kick back and relax and learn about how certain video games were made and also get a chance to play some. Today is Monday, June 14th, and I appreciate all you guys coming out here today towards this program. I'll be talking more about what it entails, more about the summer, and also getting a chance to talk about some games as well. So without any further ado, let's get towards first things first. Who am I? Last week I got to meet a bunch of you guys, but guys, my name is Rayaan Siddiqi. I recently graduated from James B. Conant High School, and over the past 4 years have been able to do a bunch of cool things, including publishing a book earlier this year called The Switch Up, available at the Elk Grove Library if you like to check it out. It's a realistic fiction novel about, personally based on my journey, about a student's journey throughout the world of high school and how he learns to learn about technology and the adventures he has with that. On the side, I like to program, do some more things on my own, and run a sports talk show with a couple of my friends. Along with me, we also have a representative from the Elk Grove Library, Miss Tammy. You want to give an introduction?
Hi, I'm Miss Tammy at the Elk Grove Village Public Library. I've been at the library for 9 years now, and I am in the Youth Services Department.
All right, so you guys will see the duo of me and Miss Tammy a lot through the next couple of weeks as we go through more and more programs, so get used to that. But let's get to today's adventure, that being kicking off this week, not even the weekend yet, right, with some games. And we'll be talking about what this program has to talk about. But before we get there, a quick recap of what we'll be offering throughout the summer, and you guys should be getting signed up through the Elk Grove Library's website. We have 5 programs going on. Today is going to be Gaming Hour, where we're coming together to play some video games to learn about how the games were made. But also every Tuesday throughout this month of June, we have Introduction to Programming, where we're coming and coding in Python, learning about the fundamentals of what programming is. Last week we had our first ever session. If you missed that, you can go to our YouTube, the video link in the Google Classroom to catch up. But we learned about our website, which we'll be using, and some introductory materials as well. In July, we have a course called Introduction to Web Development, but this program might be getting delayed to the fall. We'll be providing an update on that in the coming weeks, but that's a program which will be creating websites and physical products which we can use, similar to the idea of programming. But stay tuned as to what happens with the dates for this program. However, we will be continuing this month of June also with another one-time program called Hack Club, where we are going to learn about more advanced technology concepts of how certain things are made and learning about a topic in a field called machine learning and how it impacts our daily lives, such as how we are recommended YouTube videos. We'll be looking at that and how all that cool concepts work about as well, so stay tuned for that. And then also, we will be potentially shifting our video editing course, which we have in July, towards a date in June. All that will be updated to you guys in the Google Classroom. We'll be providing communication, so stay tuned for that. But these are some of the programs we got going on. So hopefully you guys are all signed up for the rest of them as well. Additionally, like we were going over at the beginning of class, hopefully you are all signed up on the Google Classroom as well. We're providing all the updates, communications, that's all taken care of through there. I've also had some people reach out with questions on the Google Classroom, so it's a great way for me to communicate with you. So there is the code, and the link to join is also available in the chat. You just need a Google account, so be sure to join that as well. Alrighty, so let's get towards talking about what the purpose of this Gaming Hour program is and what we will be unpacking. The main point is to not only have some fun with some gaming, but also learn about how certain games were made and learn about the concepts and the code behind some of the games. And for this week, we'll be talking about firstly how a specific game, which I'm sure all of us have played over the past couple of months in quarantine and throughout the pandemic, it got pretty big and it even won some awards. Talking about the game, how it was made, and also getting a chance to play some. So in the meantime, as we're going through this, if you guys have access to another device, a tablet, an iPad, iPhone, any type of device with the game we'll be talking about in a bit, make sure to get that loaded up as well. So if I did not already give it away, the game which we'll be talking about today is called Among Us. I'm sure all of us have played it by now, but if you're not, we'll be going over how to play it and the game's code as well. But basically, Among Us is a game which was introduced earlier this year, and it skyrocketed in popularity because of how many people started to download it. Believe it or not, the game started off with just one person making it, and then it catapulted into a larger team, and millions of people have not only played it, but also it has won some national gaming awards and global gaming awards as well. Crazy to think how big of an impact a game like this can have. So if you guys do have access to a device like phone, iPad, tablet, whatever the case might be sure to get that downloaded, the game Among Us. If not, you guys can watch us play as well. But that is the game for today for Gaming Hour. So let's talk about how the game works in case you have not played it in the past couple months. By a quick show of hands, have any of us played it here? Miss Tam, yes. All right, we got Kyle.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely played this.
All right, looks like we do have a good number of people who have played it before as well. Again, a question, yes, you can download it. It is available on the App Store for Apple devices or the Google Play Store if you have an Android. So as we're going through the download phase, I'll be talking about what the game entails. There are going to be, essentially what will happen is that I'll give you guys a code. You'll be able to join my game and then we can start playing. And essentially there will be two characters. One is a crewmate and one is an imposter. A crewmate is a member who is responsible for accomplishing tasks throughout the map. And on the other hand, there will be an imposter whose responsibility is to sabotage the crew, meaning they want to kill other members and make sure that the crewmates cannot accomplish all of their tasks. Prutha, if you have what type of device do you have? The game should be for free, I believe. I believe it's still for free, yep. So just make sure to search up Among Us, and you should be able to download it. All right, so anybody have any questions on the instructions of how the game is played? Yeah, so it's not free on laptop, but if you do have a device, it's free on all devices, like a smartphone. All right, sounds good. All righty. Well, let's talk about now how this game was made. This is going to be one of the common themes that you guys will notice throughout all of our programs throughout the summer. We're not only going to be talking about how certain technology is used in our lives, but also more importantly, learning about the bits and details behind it. And this game called Among Us was made through a program with coding called Unity. Now, Unity is an app which allows us to develop other apps. It's a cool way to make games. A lot of games in the App Store have been made with this programming idea of Unity. Now, a specific language which this game was made with is called C#. Now, last week we talked about this. We had a discussion about what is a computer coding language. Anybody remember? Anybody have some thoughts they want to share from last week? As in, what is a coding language? We had a discussion on this. I know, Chase, you were here last week. We talked about languages. You want to touch on that?
Oh, I wasn't here at this one. I missed it by accident.
Oh, yeah. Yes, okay. All right, looks like we are a bit shy. But remember, guys, we talked about how coding languages are similar to speaking languages. Just like in talking, there's English, there's Spanish, there's Mandarin, right? We're able to communicate with other people in languages. Well, similarly, in coding, there are computer programming languages. And we talked about last week that there's a bunch. We talked about there's Python, there's JavaScript, there's what this game is made with called C#. And all of these computer coding languages are used to communicate with the computer. And when we're communicating with the computer, we are able to do some cool things, such as make websites and make apps and games like Among Us. Now, the reason why they're just like how with speaking, each language has a specific use, right? If I'm in the United States, I'm most likely going to be talking in English, right? If I'm in South America, if I'm, say, in Spain or Barcelona, in a city in Spain, I'm probably going to use Spanish to communicate with the other people there. If I'm going to China, a city in China, I'm probably going to use Mandarin, right? Well, just like how each language has a specific location where it should be used, coding languages also have specific purposes. And in this case, the reason why the game Among Us was created with a programming language called C#, that hashtag stands for sharp, is because C# helps us in game development. It's super useful, the tools which it provides in order to create some great games. And combining C# with this idea of Unity, it's an app, we were able to make some great looking games like Among Us. Now, like I mentioned, Among Us was made with a very tiny team. It started off with one person, then they hired 2 more people, and now I think the team is up to 10 people over the past year because of how many people have downloaded it. If I go onto the Google Play Store, it tells me that there's over 55 million people who have downloaded it just on the Google Play Store. Now imagine that Google Play Store is only made for Android devices. If you have an iPad or an Apple device, that's probably another 25, 30 million people, showing you how a tiny idea can actually become something pretty big with this idea of programming, which is why I highly recommend that if you've not already signed up for our Introduction to Programming course, sign up for that so you can get a little taste into what we can create. So that's the basis and little bits and bytes behind how this game of Among Us was made. Anybody have any questions, thoughts, ideas? Alrighty, I think we are all waiting to actually play the game. So how about now we transition towards actually loading up the game on our device and start playing. We do have time for a couple games, so I think we'll do 2 big games with one another. We have 8 people in attendance, so we should have a good lobby. I'll stop sharing, and I will be dropping the link towards the code to play in the chat. All right, the code is, if you guys want to punch that code in, just go open the app up and hit the join button, and you guys should be able to join.
I think you sent it directly to someone else.
Yes, I did. Thank you, Chase. There we go. Let me know if you guys are having any issues, trouble getting on, and we'll be able to fix that. We got some people coming on in. Anybody having any trouble getting on there?
Oh, you made it public.
All right, so we'll keep it private until we have everybody who's here join. Yadu, that is fine. If it's running an older version, you should still be able to join us. Uh, do you have access to a different device, Yadu? All right, so if you want to download Among Us on that different device. All right, sounds good. We'll wait a couple more minutes and we'll get started at 2:40 with our first game. As we are all getting in, how about in the meantime, I'll share something cool which I was reading about with this idea of technology, and it actually is pretty close to what we're talking about today. How many of us know about what Amazon is? Everybody know what Amazon is?
Which one? They've got so many different ones. They've got Amazon Fresh now.
Yeah, there is a lot. So Amazon has recently started to open up their own stores, where you can go in and purchase items like grocery stores. Have you guys heard about that? Chase, have you heard about that? The gaming store, the grocery store.
Yeah, I've heard of the grocery store. I've seen it, and apparently they started their own gaming studio too. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, something cool now is that instead of having people pay with their credit cards or their phones, they've added a new technology which allows people to pay with their hands. They scan their hand, and their fingerprints are stored, and allows for people to directly pay with their hands when they show their palm. All their information is stored. So that's a cool application of this idea of coding and how far it can be applied. All right. We'll wait one more minute and then we'll get started. I'll make the lobby public so we have other people to join as well. Yadu, were you able to join?
oops.
All right, who called it? Alrighty, so that brings us till the end of the portion of actually being able to play the game. And as we're wrapping up, I want to show you guys what's been going on with Among Us and showing you how when you are able to make games, it's important to push out new updates to the game so that more people play the games. And it looks like Among Us will be adding 15 players now. More people can play, and they've got much more news coming out about them as well. Something of theirs sold for $100,000. It goes to show you how once you make a game, it's important to make those updates so that you can get more people to come out. And it's a part of this technology process. When you create apps like Among Us, it's important to not only create the game, make it really good the first time, but also listen to what others want in the game and add updates and things which allow more people to come out later as well. Alrighty, guys. So as we're approaching 3 o'clock, that's going to be bringing us till the end of this week's and this month's special program of Gaming Hour, where we came together to not only play a game, but also learn about the bits and pieces behind of how games are able to be created. We looked at how games such as on our mobile devices are played, and we even got to play one. As a reminder, I would highly recommend that you sign up for other programs in the summer as well with the Elk Grove Library, where we will be creating our own products, own games, websites. So I highly love to see you guys there as well. Other than that, Ms. Tammy, any words?
My question is, our next one is on the last Monday of this month. What was that one called? I don't have it in front of me.
We have Hack Club.
Hack Club, yeah, I'm gonna be at that one. So Rob will be, and we still have seats available in Python. So if you, I think there's still 2 more seats available in Python. Somebody can still register for that, and then and Hack Club as well. So it's great to see all of you.
All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow at our introduction to programming. Hopefully sign up for that. Other than that, guys, take care. See you guys in the next one.
All right, bye. Thank you for